trying to stream on YouTube, then streaming on YouTube. So let me just do the intro once again. Good evening, and everyone, and you're welcome to Data Analyst. Data Analyst is the all things webinar for big data, data science, machine learning, and AI. On the webinar, we come and have around all things data. You get so we're going to be exploring everything data. So we started with transition series, how different analysts transition into the data analytics industry. From transition series, we went to expectation, what to expect as well as a data analyst. From expectation series, we went to NDA. From NDAs, we went to NDAs, then data governance. And from data governance, we then split the show into two: Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Tuesdays, rules of engagement. Thursdays, rules of engagement. Thursdays, live labs with hard skills. So Thursdays is just like our hard skills day, where we'll actually come and discuss different stuff about hard skills. So today, we're going straight to part 6 of telling stories with data. So we've been doing a whole lot of telling stories with data here and there. But on this episode, we decided just to go a different route, just talk about a few things you get, a few things and a few mistakes I've seen a whole lot of new people or newbies or new persons in the industry really make when building their dashboards. And I hope you can see my screen, and we're going to be starting with almost now. So let us then kick off the show. So here we go, rules of engagement, telling stories with data, part 6. So, okay, I hope you can see my screen. Please in the comment section, let me know if you can see my screen. Okay, Lucent, welcome. Nice to have you back again. You know, it's not just trying to move to the next slide. Peter will not just move to the next slide. I don't know what is happening now. Oof. So, okay, nice. Now jumping and responding. Okay, I think it's a bit better now. Apologies for that, I'm sorry. Man, this thing just really threw me off my toes, as in everything was ready, but somehow. Okay, I think we are then back. Yep. So welcome, rules of engagement, part 6. Rules of engagement, part 6, storytelling with data. Technically, it's part 7 because Simi did a particular episode. So that was why I'm saying it's part 6, but it's actually part 7. So let's then go. One of the biggest issues I've seen when new persons to data actually building dashboards is that they tend to put so much into the dashboard. Dashboards or visuals they're actually working on is not about the amount of data or the amount of visuals you can put into it. It's actually about what you can communicate. You get in the first 3 seconds. There's a 3 seconds route to visualization. Which says just the first 3 seconds, your audience should at least be able to grab something and then begin to ask you what are the factors, why are these actually what actually are driving the numbers, You get not actually what did you do, not actually asking you to actually explain to them what you have actually done. Whenever your audience or somebody is asking you to explain what you have done to them, or what you've done on the dashboard or done on the visuals, it then shows you are not actually communicating. So dashboards and visuals is majorly to help you communicate. It's actually to help you communicate, not to actually confuse your audience. You get the biggest thing is communication, not confusion. My laptop is still hanging, and I'm like, I think right now I'm due for a new laptop now. I am now like overly due for a new laptop. And I'm not running any programming language. Nothing is running. Just Chrome is running on the background, which is like streaming to YouTube, while while PowerPoint is open. While PowerPoint is open, and it still just will not move to the next slide. I think it can move now to the next slide. I think it is moving now to the next slide. I think I just have to just everything has just disappeared. So okay, I'll just teach just from the top of my head because I actually really know this thing very well. So first thing first, it's never about the number of visuals you have on the dashboard. The lesser, the better, I'll tell you. The less you have on a particular dashboard, the better it is. E.g., one of the very first things I tell persons is number one, the numbers. The left-hand side, and I actually have been mentioning this over and over on this webinar. The left-hand side of your dashboard is actually the most critical place. That's where you actually use to present your numbers. And on the dashboard, whenever you're building a dashboard, try as much as possible to have at least 3 visuals and at most 5. List 3 visuals and at most 5. 3 visuals, why? 3 visuals, e.g., you could use a donut chart. And anytime you're using a donut chart, I mentioned on this webinar, try as much as possible, it is actually representing or showing 2 variables. One ratio 30, the other ratio 70, ratio 80, ratio 20. Why? So whenever your audience are saying it, first thing first, they can grab the information quickly. Then secondly, on a dashboard, try as much as possible to ensure you have either a line chart or a bar chart, especially when you are representing variables that are over 7, especially when you're having over 7 variables. You get, whenever you have 7 variables, so e.g., you are doing maybe the days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or you are doing days, or you are doing months of the year, January, February, March, April, May to December. So once you have it all like that, ensure you then actually use either a line chart or a line chart or a line chart or a bar chart just to represent your continuous variables. You get. Then whenever you then want to show relationships, whenever I want to show relationships between this and that, it's also very, very, very good and very, very good. You actually also use a scatter plot. A scatter plot, continuous variable or correlations or the likes. Scatter plot actually does it best. And not just scatter plot, but actually you then using a line of best fit alone. Using a line of best fit with a scatter plot actually ensures that your graph really makes more sense. So next, we'll then be talking about colors, in which we actually mentioned last week. I think last week or 2 weeks ago was actually the height of colors, where we're actually discussing colors and what colors to actually use on your dashboards. There are always a whole plethora of colors available to each and every one of us, but the lesser the better. The lesser the better. So in case you're using colors, the best colors to always use on your dashboard is colors like blue and shades of blue. Then light or pale shades of yellow. Light or pale shades of yellow. Why light or pale shades of yellow? Yellow is the color for clarity. You get yellow is the color for clarity, and when you use yellow, you get it actually brings clarity. How do I say I don't want to say look and feel because we are not UI designers. You get it is UI designers that are always looking at for look and feel, but it's actually a particular thing that color yellow actually presents. So colors like color yellow, colors like blue. That's why we use these colors: blue, orange, pale gray, and yellow as well. So on the colors on your screen, that's the only thing the computer just being able to actually show us. You get. You get, so clarity is the biggest thing you should also ensure you show on each dashboard. So instead of you actually having so much visuals on a particular dashboard, why not just have 3, 4, 5 dashboards actually saying the same thing? You get, e.g., you want to show profit and loss. You want to show profit and loss. Have 3, 4, 5 dashboards talking about profit. So, e.g., if you are doing profit analysis, have profit analysis 1, profit analysis 2 dashboard, profit analysis 3 dashboard, like that. It will help send the message across really, really faster. Now, one very big thing in which you always have to ask yourself is what actually is the purpose of dashboards? What actually is the purpose of dashboards? Why do we actually create a dashboard? A dashboard is created majorly to answer a particular question. That's why I said if you are doing if you are doing profit analysis, if you are doing HR analytics, no, I still want to keep it up. If you are doing profit analysis, if you are doing sales analysis, if you are doing profit sales analysis, which other analysis along those lines, try as much as possible just to use 3, 4, 5 dashboards just for profits. So you're not just showing everything about profit. You could do ratio of products to this. You could do ratio of this to that on different dashboards. You get to profit analysis, 1 dashboard. I'm sorry, there's no way I could just actually show my screen to show you. Profit analysis, 2 dashboards. Profit analysis, 3 dashboards, and the likes. Then try as much as possible to stay away from tables. Try as much as possible to stay away from tables. Tables, you cannot actually be representing visuals and then using a table. And using a table rather. You cannot be representing visual and then using a table. You get, ensure you actually use visuals, not tables. Tables is just like you're bringing the Excel back to them in their faces. You get, then try as much as possible to use your cards, yes, in Power BI and Tableau is majorly called cards. Cards just actually represent those big numbers. E.g., you want to show the overall profits. Ensure you use a card that is bold, that is actually boldly says profit, and it is well labeled as profit. Profit for 2020, profit for first quarter, second quarter profit, third quarter profit, and fourth quarter profit. Now talking about quarters, whenever you are representing variables in a year, e.g., the months of the years, first try as much as possible to first break it down into first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter before then showing the months. Why? Once you break it into first quarter, okay, everybody knows first quarter has got 3 months. You get, so it is way easier. So, or let's first do an overview that shows first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, before then drilling down to then show all the months in the year. All the months in the year is 12 months. That would be a little bit bulky, but once you try as much as possible to either use either a bar chart or an area chart, yes, to show first quarter, second quarter, third, and fourth, it makes more sense. So whenever you're doing years and you're doing with quarters, area charts is actually will send the message across very, very well. You get, area chart to actually send the message across very well. Then purpose of your dashboard. 2, who are you sending to? Know your audience. Now, know your audience is really, really critical with data science. Whenever we're actually building anything, whenever you're building a dashboard, building a report, your audience is really, really critical. You must ensure that your dashboard is tailored towards them. It is, especially with the kind of terms you're going to be using, something they should be very, very relevant with. It should not be something they should be actually asking you questions. You get, it should be easy to understand for them. They are industry terms. So if you are building dashboard for financial persons, financial terms, well sorted with different financial terms that they really, really understand, e.g. Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Then H1 and H2. H1 is first half of the year, H2 is second half of the year. That being said, in different industries, they've got different industries have got different terms, different lingos and the like. So try as much as possible to actually ensure that you use them while communicating on your dashboard or working on your reports. Not just dashboard, but reports, you get. I would have wished to actually show you actually how to placing of cards. Now, if you are not going to use the left side of the dashboard, then the top side of your dashboard, the headers of, just like you have a PowerPoint, or you have just like you have a PowerPoint, or you have a Microsoft Word document, the headers. If you're not going to use the left side, you could just use all the top, the headers, use all the top and arrange your numbers there and ensure that they are well labeled. It actually will send the message across well for you also. Then anytime you're using 2 different colors, in case you need to use 2 different colors on a particular dashboard, try as much as possible to arrange them to the left and to the right. E.g., on a particular side, a particular color, a particular side, another color. You get on a particular side one color, on another side another color. On another side another color. It will actually help. That is if you're using. But I strongly really advise that you try as much as possible to stick with one color, because your visual already comes with color white, your tablet comes with color white, Power BI comes with color white. Then when you're then using your visuals, as well too, using one color is makes it a default two color, because it's then either blue and white, yellow and white, green and white, or the likes. And should in case you are then using in case you are then going to be using two colors, try as much as possible to ensure that they are well separated. They are well separated. Like on the screen, we have 4 different colors. You have blue, orange, gray, and yellow. So not that it then becomes like a coloring book or something that's just filled with different kinds of colors. So I think that's the end of my slides, and that's the end of my presentation. I'll ensure that the slides are sent to the Data Analyst Telegram group, and we also now let's take questions. If you have any questions, let us just take questions. Questions. You want to say anything, just raise your hand, I'll unmute you, and then move on. Paul, Kudus, Daniel. If nobody has any question, let's just end today's session. You just know that today was probably our fastest ever session. 30 minutes and or 20-something minutes and we're out. Apologies, I could not actually show all of this well. I don't know. It's just really handy. Any questions? Coming to unmute you, Paul. So Paul, I'm trying to unmute you. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Good evening. Can you hear me, sir?
Good evening. Your line is, yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, okay. So I was over the weekend, I was trying to do a visualization in Tableau, the dashboard.
Okay, beautiful.
It took my time. It took like, I can tell you, like 4 hours.
Wow.
Because yes, is that crazy? Because like in Power BI, you could just, once you just take a measure, like, and you put it, it automatically just converts it into a card.
Yeah.
Like that. It's not like the same for Tableau. Tableau is very tricky. Yeah.
Yes.
So, I had to figure out, how to do that, trying to achieve one visualization. And you said something now that made sense. Like you said, it's better to just like have different dashboards.
Yes.
You understand? To portray different things. I'm just trying to I've been trying to fit everything into just one dashboard.
Yes. I see that a lot, like almost on a daily basis. So somebody says, "Oh, especially on Data Analyst," and I'm always trying as much as possible to be very careful when giving feedback and critique, when critiquing people's work. First, I haven't used Tableau for over maybe 1 year, 6 months. So somebody was even asking if I could teach Tableau. I say, far back as 2018, I was filming with Tableau, but Microsoft Power BI is just way easier. You get for me. So try as much as possible to stay in where you are comfortable. You get. Try as much as possible to stay in where you are comfortable. So why were you already know how to use Power BI? Why were you going to Tableau to go and spend 4 hours? I haven't opened Tableau this year. I've not opened the Tableau service.
One thing about that Tableau is, there was this training that I attended, and so like what we were taught to use was Tableau.
Okay.
Like the whole this. So that's why I've always, leaned towards Tableau.
Okay, that's.
I think that's what I got this evening. It makes sense. It's just better for me to just break it down into several dashboards. There's no rule that says everything here on one dashboard.
Like some of the profit analysis I wanted to show, you get a full profit analysis, and I then decided also just tear it down and break it down into 3 different dashboards. Since the day I got the feedback, from one of my mentors, and I was like, you don't have to fix everything into it. just keep 2 or 3 visuals. He said even 2 visuals or 3 visuals. Sometimes you can just do 1 visual. I don't know if you are following any of our daily analytics we've been running. It's just
Yes,
one
yes.
visual per dashboard. That's a dashboard. So why on earth you actually do 2 or 3 on a dashboard? And those are the biggest questions newbies really we need to start asking newbies. Why do you have to do 3, 4, 5 on a dashboard? Why? Because it lets be clearer. So people see this, they understand, oh, this is it. It's a go-to something, clarity. And that's the biggest thing in which those people who created data visualization, who created tools like Power BI, Python, and the likes, you get clarity, clarity, and clarity. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome. So try as much as possible to break down your dashboard into 2 profit analysis 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So with that, we'll have to just draw the curtain on this. I want to say a very big thank you for joining. Oluwatoni, thank you so much. Hussein, thank you so much for all the hard work, putting all the hours. I really appreciate you. For everybody who came to today, Mr. Ojulare, Akim, Ushere, Kudus Badmos, I really appreciate you so much. This is what we have to draw the curtains. It's 7:50, 7:56. This is the shortest ever episode we've had. You get. Thank you so much and good night or good night to everybody.